Salaki, I have to start it over. It's shit's looking all weird, man. But anyways, so like I was saying, we're living in the time of the Great Awakening. I started again. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Bashar, Bahashem, Bakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all your brethren out there pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000. And the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days, shalom. To all of you scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that may look like the other nations. As Elder Malcolm says, this is not a black thing. And your spirit is knit to this truth, and your lineage goes back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel, shalom. All right, I'm the brother Dama Agabar, out here with another live lesson like we do week in and week out to come out and prophesy the gospel of the kingdom of heaven to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And we do week in and week out. We come out here and chant down Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. And as I titled this video, what the hell is this? It's just looking real weird. But anyways, so we come out here week in and week out. To prophesy, the preach this gospel. Chant down Babylon the Great, which is prophetically known as America, and to usher in the return of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right? And like I say, every week, this is another week, another day, another minute, another hour closer to our the return of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Another day that prophecy is being fulfilled, another day that we're casting out this net of truth out into the world to gather and to fish out the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to prophesy this word so that the end can come, and each and every day is another day closer to our salvation, man. Prophecy is literally jumping off the page. Hey, man, the things that we have been prophesying and speaking are coming to pass, and now you see a lot of people, bro, literally everywhere you look on the YouTube, you look on these social media platforms, everybody is talking about the Hebrew Israelites, man, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, or we're the talk of the town, we're the talk of the world. Because ultimately what we're out here doing is literally changing the whole face of this planet Earth, man. All right, we're literally ushering in the end of this age, the end of this rulership. All right, we're exposing all of the lies. We're speaking true prophecy, and we're the ones that has been given the full understanding of the Holy Bible, 100% truth, starting with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And now the world is starting to take notice. I think Elder Yashawamba always says that. First they was laughing at us. Then they ignored us, and now they're about to start attacking us. I think that's how he says it in that order, man. So now we're starting to be addressed because, for a long time, a lot of these people were, they always been watching the Israelites. They've been watching our videos, but now they're really starting to see that the things that we've been saying and how we're able to go into these scriptures and go into prophecy. And basically everything that we've been saying is literally coming to pass, man. And now they're going to have to start addressing us, man. And a lot of it is going to be negative. A lot of it is going to be to slander. A lot of it is going to be to accuse us, to make us look a particular way, on media amongst these different people. You seeing all these lame Christians coming out of the woodworks now, trying to come up against the Hebrew Israelites. They're trying to come up against this black hate cult. Coming up with us with all this negativity, all this BS, all of this weakness, because you Christians ain't been you ain't been standing on business, man. All right, all of you Christians for the longest, all you've been doing is just going to church, singing and dancing, and catching that holy demon, foaming out the mouth, and just saying that Jesus is love, God is love, love, love. All right, you were never going into prophecy, you were never going into these scriptures, and honestly, now that you see us out here, the Hebrew Israelites, the true men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, going into these scriptures, going into prophecies, confounding your stupid religion, and proclaiming the full truth of the Holy Scriptures. Now you've been, animated to come out here and trying to, harass the Israelites. Now you want to come out here and ask the same stupid questions that we've been answered over and over and over again. Now you're trying to fight for Jesus and fight for this stupid Christianity that hasn't been producing anything for the last several centuries, man. But now that we're out here and we're changing the world, our gospel is going out, this truth is being proclaimed, now you want to somehow grow a backbone. Now you want to start harassing and coming up against the true men of the Lord with these stupid, weak questions that have been answered over and over and over again, man. And now we're starting to see a lot of you guys are being paid by these social media platforms, being paid by whoever the hell it is, now to start to really start to harass the Hebrew Israelites. So brothers, when you're out there prophesying and speaking, be prepared, because now these Christians are going to start, coming out of the woodworks. Now you hear Christians, Christian church ain't never brought out, because they've been watching the true men of Yahweh Shai, man. And a lot of them in their hearts of hearts know what we're saying is the truth. But they got that Jesus demon on them, that Christian spirit on them, to where they don't really come out there to really try to learn or really trying to understand what we're saying. They just come out here to try to continue to push their weak Christian doctrine, and they're not really trying to hear the truth. They're not really trying to understand what you're saying. They're just there to try to defend their stance on what they've been told and what they've been taught in these so-called churches, man, which is ultimately not the truth. And now that we're out here doing what we're doing, now these devils are scared. Now these Christians, they're losing members. A lot of the pastors are getting questions because these people are watching the Israelites. They're watching our breakdowns. They're seeing the things that we're saying are coming to pass. They see that the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is truly with us. And now they're answering questions. Now they're realizing that the church is a scam. They don't want to be in there. They ain't learning anything. They learn more in a month, watching the Hebrew Israelites than they've learned their whole entire life being inside these churches, man. Because those churches they're not set up. They're not, they're not set up by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. There's nothing more than plantation Christianity, and they ain't learned nothing in there, man. Like I said, all they do is sing, dance, foam out the mouth, eat pork. The men are weak, the women ain't right, and it's just a complete waste of time, man. And now they want to ride the coattail of the Israelites. Now you got them going out there on the highways and the byways trying to teach like us, trying to ride our wave. But it's just not going to work, because that Christianity is dead. It's not the truth, man. And many people are walking out of those places, and they don't want nothing to do with it. And a lot of them are watching the prophets and the men of the Lord, and they're learning more watching the Israelites than they've ever learned their whole entire life being in these churches, man. You see, which is why now, they're all afraid, man. All right. Because a lot of them are watching, and a lot of them are coming to the realization that what we're saying is 100% accurate and true, and it's scriptural. Now that's why you see Bible sales are all going through the roof. Why? Because people know that we're in highly biblical times, man. They know that we're in the time of the end. You see? So now they're all grabbing Bibles. Now they're all trying to get some type of understanding. They're all trying to find some form of salvation. But like we teach week in and week out, hey, salvation is only for the Israelites. And not only for the Israelites, but only for the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Which is why you see us coming out here doing the things that we're doing. All right? Let me get this real quick. Let me get a precept. All right, get this, man. And then I'm gonna get into the main topic. Hey, this great awakening got the whole world shook, man. And for the longest of times, this is what these nations and what these elites has feared, was the true Israelites standing upon our feet and waking up to who we truly are, man. And it was all prophetic. It was all set to happen at a point in time. And for us for the Lord to bring us up out of these graves and shake the dust and the confusion that the 12 tribes of Israel were in. And now we're upon our feet. Now we're proclaiming our true heritage. Now it's a problem. Now it's an issue. Now we got to stand up. We got to prove this. We got to prove that. We got to show paperwork of us claiming to be the Israelites. But you got those small hats over there who've been claiming to be the Israelites, for forever. But they ain't never got to prove anything. They ain't got to stand on no business. They ain't got to show no receipts, man. You see, but now that we're coming out here and we're proclaiming our true heritage, now it's an issue. Now you got guys like Vocab and Dr. Brown and these type of characters trying to break down, trying to come up against what we're out here establishing, man. Which they're gonna fail, and they're failing anyway. Like Vocab said, the Hebrew Israelism is the fastest growing homegrown religion. This is not a religion, all right? This is the truth. We're waking up to our true heritage. The Lord is bringing up out of those graves, and He's putting His Spirit upon us, giving us that breath of life. He's doing what He said that He would do in the latter days, man. And now these nations are scared. Now these people are, trying to do all that they can to try to stop this Hebrew Israelite thing from growing. But you can't stop, ultimately what the Heavenly Father has established, man. And the Lord is waking us up, and there's nothing that anybody can do. You're not going to be able to stop this. I don't give a damn how many so-called Christians come up against the truth. You come up against the men of the Lord. You're not going to stop this thing from from this fruit from growing and the elect being gathered, and ultimately the destruction of Babylon the Great, man, and the enslavement of you damn heathens. All right. So this is Psalms chapter. Yeah, this is Psalms chapter 19, verse 4. It says, oh, I'm tripping. My bad. All right, this is Psalms chapter 19, verse 4. It says, Psalms 19 and 1. It says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament show of his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. It's talking about this truth. And the true man of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Like I said, starting back in 2007 when the elders and the apostles first went on the YouTube, man. That's when this, they was doing it before that, but this is when this truth was able to, to fully gain traction and be proclaimed throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Because prior to these social media platforms and YouTube, you had the elders and the apostles out in New York. You had brothers in New Jersey. You had some brothers out here in LA. You had different factions of Israelites. They all basically stem from one West, but you had a lot of different Israelite groups that was out here, but the truth wasn't put on these social media platforms to do all the heavy lifting to where this word could go throughout the four corners of the earth, man. And it was exactly when the elders and the apostles got on the YouTube that this truth went global. That you started seeing brothers in London, brothers in Canada, brothers from all over the world having direct access to this truth via these social media platforms. That's when the Lord really started to, when this Hebrew Israelite thing started to really take form and to really start to be to where it's at now. So where now, hey, all over the earth via these platforms and going live and doing these YouTube videos, now all Jake has access to this word and to this truth, and you see the mass awakening of the Israelites taking place, man. And these heathens, these Christians, these elites, now they're terrified because, like I say all the time, hey, these elites, these higher up elites, they know who the true Israelites truly are. They know that those small hats over there in the land of Israel are imposters, they're frauds. They know the history. They know why they created the Balfour Declaration, why they put them over there in the land, man. And they know who the true Israelites truly are, man. They're not ignorant to that. You people are ignorant. You've been lied to. You've been deceived. But these elites and these higher ups, they know everything that we're saying is 100% true. You see? And this is why they're shaking in their boots and they're afraid. They're terrified. They're setting up all these clowns to come up against this truth, to come up against the Israelites, to try to label us and accuse us and, shame us, make us look crazy, make us look like some crazy cult, and doing all that they can to try to defame and try to basically tear down this truth. But it's not going to happen, man. All right? It's not going to happen because, hey, we're in the time now to where the Lord is gathering his elect. We're at the end times and all things are about to be fulfilled. And there's nothing that you can do against this truth, man. All right, vocab, so you're wasting your time, man. All of you people that are coming up against the Israelites, man, you're all wasting your time at the end of your day because the elect have already been predestinated from the foundation of the earth to receive this truth, to be sealed, and to be delivered, man. It says their line is gone out throughout all the earth, you see? Like I said, these social media platforms has allowed the line and the words of this truth to go out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Let's get that word for line. See what it says. Right, the line is a kwawa. It says a measuring line. Oh look, it says on my poetic mimicry of Isaiah's words. That's bullshit. Oh look, it says a musical string or a chord. Right, because isn't this truth known as only the 144,000 can learn this song, this new song. So we are out here singing this song. And guess what? This song is going out throughout the four corners of the earth via the internet, man, via these social media platforms. And on every major platform that you go on, you're going to see the Hebrew Israelites, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube, whether you just go on a Google search. You know, what was that other one we used to use back in the day? What was that shit called, man? I can't think of it at the top of my head. Yeah, when you go to these on Twitter, there's no social media platform on this earth where you're not going to find our line or this truth being proclaimed throughout the four corners of the earth, or hearing men speak about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being the true biblical Israelites, man. It's literally all over this planet earth, man. You see? It says to stretch out a measuring cord to measure anything. And what are we measuring? Ultimately, the Israel. But we know that it's only the elect amongst Israel that's going to be ultimately gathered into this thing, but it's going out throughout all the world. Because guess what? Israel has been scattered throughout all the world. Israel has been scattered out among the nations, man. This is why, you know, we always say that this is not a black thing, man. Which these Christians and these haters of the Israelites, they'll try to sensationalize and try to make it seem as if, oh, they're saying that only the Jews are black. You see, and if you don't have an understanding and you don't know anything, you know, you'll take that and be like, oh, but that's racist. Oh, only the Jews are black, not knowing that when they say the Jews are black, that's only really dealing with one tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. What about all the 11 other tribes? What about the Southern Kingdom, the Latin tribes, man? Even, you know, us at Great Millstone, we even tell you that you're going to have Israelites that's going to come looking like the other nations, looking like so-called Chinese, Arabs, white people, even looking like those so-called Jews over there, man. Looking like Samoans, looking like all nations, because our people have been scattered amongst all nations, man. You see, so when you don't really have a full understanding and you see the slander and the lies that these haters of the Israelites push, if you know, not having no understanding, you will be deceived and believing that, oh, that's some racist black coat thing. All the Jews are black. You know, if you don't have no understanding, you know, then you'll be caught up in that sensationalism, and you can be, you know, well, if you're not part of the elect, you'll be drawn away from this thing, man. You see, but the elect are not going to be drawn away. They're going to hear this word, and they're going to be awakened. They're going to be quickened. They're going to be animated, man. All right. It says to measure a cord, to measure anything. Well, look at this. Especially something to be built. And what is being built? The tabernacles of David that was thrown down, which is ultimately the elect, man. That's what's being built. And it's being built through this truth, through this word being proclaimed, and our line going out throughout all the earth is building the elect, man, and gathering them. Like the scriptures say, each part of the elect is a part of the stone of the temple. Which, you know, you got these small hats, they'll tell you, oh, they're building, even these Christians, oh, they're building a physical third temple in Jerusalem, and they got the red heifer, which is all bullshit. You know, they don't understand that the temple that is being built is each member of the elect, man. Each member of the elect of the 144,000 is a stone that is a part of the spiritual temple that is being built. It's not some physical building over there in the land of Israel that is going to be built in these latter days, man. Because the land of Israel is going to be destroyed anyway. That place has to be burnt and cleansed before the true Israelites can go back in that land when Yahweh Shah comes and saves us and delivers us. But this, the spiritual temple that's being built is all of the elect, man. It says, especially something to be built. You see? Well, look at this. It says, a very strong nation. What nation is that? The nation of Israel, the elect, man. You see, so our line is going out all throughout the earth. You know, the elect is being built up, you know, through these scriptures, through this word. And spiritually, we're being built up, you see? It says, their line is gone out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world, you see? So that's how you know that it's talking about, you know, this truth. That's what's going out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right, and it's building up the tabernacle of David. It's building up the elect. Brothers are hearing this truth. They're learning these prophecies. They're being built up, and they're being, you know, they're being drawn out, man. You know, and this is why you see, you know, Israelites all over the planet Earth, man. And this is why you see all of these Christians and all of these bug outs and all of these heathen nations shitting in their boots, man. Because, like I said, this is the last thing that they wanted to see. Was the 12 tribes of Israel being awakened and being woken up out of this lowly, dead state that we're in. And I'm gonna get into that, but let me finish this. It says their line has gone out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And them have he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race.
Amen.
Yeah. It says, his going forth is from the end of heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. See? It says, what? The law of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. You see, that's what this truth is ultimately doing for the elect, man. It's making wise the simple, because before we came into this truth, we were all simple. We were all in that dead state. We were all living according to the ways of this world. We didn't know that we were the Israelites, nor were we even, that was the last thought in our mind, that we were the people that, the people of the book. That, that we had anything to do with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, King David, that we had any type of link or any, relation to the people that was written within the scriptures, man. Shit, a lot of Jake thought that, this is the white man's book, or that the Bible was a fairy tale. But now that the Lord is sending out his spirit upon the elect, and, he made wise the simple, now we understand that, we understand our complete link to these scriptures, And it's a very beautiful time, man. Hey, and you got Jake waking up to this realization all over the planet Earth, man. And like I said, all these other nations, these heathens, they're all shook up like Elvis Presley, man. They're doing everything in their power, hoping that this thing can be stopped, man. That we'll somehow, some way just fall back, or that we'll go back into being Christians, or that we could be, that our faith could be shooken up, our faith can be broken, that we won't believe, that we'll just go back to being niggas, Latinos, and Native Americans, and simple-minded Americans, man. But that's not going to happen to the elect, man, because, hey, a prophecy is speaking, and now we're being raised up in the face of all of our enemies, man. And there's nothing that they can do. And like I said, at the end of the day, in their hearts of heart, a lot of these people, they truly know that what we're out here saying is true, man. All right? Because a lot of these people always had that mind frame, like, why is Negroes, Latinos, especially the so-called Negroes, why are they like that? Why are they such in a low condition? They're so talented. They're the most beautiful people on the planet Earth. They got the most talent, the most skill. They're intelligent. Why are they destroyed like that? Why do they, why are they like the way that they are, man? And now these questions are being answered through the scriptures and through the prophets, man. Now the Lord is making known to us why we're in this condition, and ultimately what happened unto us, man. And now we're in the time now to where the Lord is bringing out this understanding. Our people are being brought back into this truth, and now we're standing upon our feet, man. All right? And these nations and these heathens are terrified, man. So let me get to these precepts that I got, man, all right? And this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. Let's see something. I'll start here. Yeah, Revelations 11 and 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Now, the great city is Babylon, the great America, all right? And when it's talking about our dead bodies is the fact that us not knowing that we're the Israelites, man. As long as we're calling ourselves Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Black, Muslims, Christians, or whatever other proverb or byword or anything that's not associated with us being the Israelites, we are in a dead state. All right. If you don't know that you're an Israelite and you're not, you don't have the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're not walking towards the ways of the scriptures, you are spiritually dead. Now, of course, our people are physically alive, they're physically walking and breathing and living, but if they don't have this truth, it's likened unto them being spiritually dead. All right? Because what the Lord said, let me get that, man. All right? Let me get this real fast. That's what I'm thinking about. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse let me see. All right, and you got to remember, this was the Lord speaking unto the Israelites, all right? And this still applies unto us this very day, all right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. It says, see, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. And that I command thee this day to love Yahweh thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. You see? So life unto us as being Israelites is walking in the ways and the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? As long as we're living after this ways of this truth and of the covenant with the Most High, then that's life. Then we're alive, we're living. But when we're not keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, when we're walking contrary to what the Lord commanded us to do, then we're likened unto those spiritual dead bodies, because you don't know who the hell you are. You don't have this truth. You're not living according to the law, statutes, and commandments in the way that the Lord created you to be. It says, and the Lord and Yahweh thy power shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart, meaning your mind, turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish. You see? Now, of course, that would result in a physical death, but spiritually, you're spiritually dead, because you're not walking in the ordinances and in the righteousness that the Lord has commanded us to be. So that's why we always say 2/3 of our people that don't know that they're Israelites, that's called themselves black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican, that's living according to the ways of this life, spiritually, they're dead, because they don't know who the hell they are, man. All right? It says that ye shall surely perish, that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou hast possessed to go over to Jordan to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record against this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. You see? So anytime our people are not living according to these law, statutes, and commandments as being Israelites, you are you're spiritually dead. You're not a wife or a husband to Yahweh B'Shem and Awashad. Therefore, you have no name. You're a no people. You're a damn casted off as a heathen, man. So like it says here in Revelations 11 and 8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. You see? So this is that great city is America, because this is really the only captivity where our people totally lost they lost the fact that we were the Israelites here in this captivity. During the time of the Romans, during the time of the Greeks, we always had a remnant of our people that held tight to the commandments, that knew that they were Israelites, that was walking according to the ways of the Most High. But it wasn't here until America, when we came here on the cargo slave ships, when the Northern Kingdom, the Latin tribes came here, that they totally had their Hebrew nationality totally beaten out of them by Esau, Edom, man. And there was a point to where we were all dead. We were all unaware that we were the Israelites, man. All right. We had been, put in this captivity here under Esau, Edom, and he totally beat our nationality out of us, man. Had us walking around here totally deaf, dumb, blind, maimed, you know what I mean? Totally just lost in the sauce, not knowing who the hell we were, man. Until about around the late 50s, early 60s, when the Lord brought back Elijah the prophet, which was Abba Bivens, to break from the commandment keepers and restore the children back into the fathers, and we started to understand that we were the true biblical Israelites, man. And it's grown up until this point right now, to where we're still standing up on our feet, and our people are waking up and in droves, man. But we know mainly it's only going to be the elect that's going to ultimately rise up to be delivered and receive salvation, right? And it says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, which was from about 1620 to about the 1970s, man. All right, that's when these nations and all these heathens, they all had us in the lowest sunken place that we could have ever been as a nation. Like I said earlier, where we totally were oblivious to the fact that we were the Israelites, where we weren't linking us being Israelites at all, man. You know, Esau, we was drunk off plantation Christianity, being Baptist, being in these churches, thinking that we were just Gentiles and black and all these other negative proverbs and bywords that was put upon us by all of our enemies, man. All right, they put us in these universities. They made us go to these schools. They brainwashed. Well, they didn't brainwash it, but they dirtied up our brains. Had us believing that we were black, African, Negroes, you know, all Puerto Ricans, which is a rich port. All these other false identities and false realities of who we truly were. And to show you, it was the Spirit of the Most High, even in the midst of us being blind, all over the planet Earth. It was nothing but relics and documents, you know, books that was written about who we truly were, but the Lord still had those spiritual blinders on us to where we weren't really able to tap into those things and link them to us being who we truly are. And now in these last days, hey, the Lord has opened up the floodgates, and now we see clearly. Now we're putting all the pieces together, and now we're standing upon our feet, and great fear is falling upon all these nations, man, that are seeing us out here proclaiming ourselves to be Israelites, man. You see? And these nations, like I said, they're terrified, you know? especially Esau, Edom, and all these nations, because they know if what we're saying is ultimately true, they know ultimately that there's going to be a payback. There's going to be a vengeance, that they're going to have to go into captivity for putting us in captivity, and all the hell and the hell and the corruption and the beatings and the rape, robbery, and murder that they have done unto us is going to fall back onto them. All right? See, and that's what they truly ultimately fear. That's why vocab don't want us to be proclaiming ourselves to be Israelites, to fully understand the things that are written within this book. He wants us to go back to being Christians, going back to being this slave-minded, lip-hanging, dry-mouth, loving everybody type of spirit, man. He don't want you to have that ruling class mentality. He don't want you to come to the conclusion that we're a righteous and a holy people, and to stand up against white supremacy, and to cast out, Esau, Edom, and these nations for being the heathens that they truly are, and for us rising up and being the holy and righteous and chosen people of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right, but that devil ain't gonna stop nothing, man. And the Most High got a special judgment for vocab, Haman, Malone, and all you fucking Christians, man. You coming up harassing the Israelites, and all these Christians that's coming up against the Israelites, even you black ass, coon ass niggas who are Israelites, but you still holding on to this Christianity doctrine. A lot of you are going to be destroyed, man. The Lord got a heavy judgment for a lot of you bugged out, sellout niggas, man. All right, and you ain't gonna stop nothing either, man. All right, and all you're really doing at the end of the day, you're doing nothing more but shining more light on the Israelites, man. You're coming with all of this slander, their cult, their violence, they're angry, they're gonna, do all these things. But Christianity was the whole start of Christianity was started with bloodshed, rape, robbery, and murder, man. How about that? But you don't want to mention that. You don't want to come to the conclusion that this whole thing that you call Christianity was started with the sword, man. That was one of the most bloodiest religions ever, man. But then you want to come up against us and call us a hate group and a cult. Who the hell has we hurt? Who have we dropped bombs on? Who have any of the Hebrew Israelites that you see out here on the highways and the byways drop any bombs or put anybody in shackle or in slavery or put to death, man? But you got those so-called small hats over there committing complete genocide. Where are you Christians standing up against that? You Christians don't stand up for any goddamn thing. You don't even stand up against the goddamn Roman Catholic Church, who are molesting and busting NUTs and little boys and little girls' mouths all over the fucking world, man. You don't speak out against none of the alphabetism, none of the wickedness, none of the corruption. You don't even usher in the kingdom. You don't even acknowledge the fact that who you call Jesus is coming back to judge and to make war. You Christians don't even speak about that, man. All you speak about is just love and party and dance and foaming at the mouth, catching the holy demon, man. You don't stand on any of the principles that the scriptures speak about and what prophecy has to say, man, because you're not prophets, man. You're a false, stanky, whack religion, and your card is being pulled, all your members are leaving, and you've been exposed, and you just mad, man. All right? And all you niggas, you black ass niggas and you Latinos that's rolling with vocab Malone and you caught up in that apologetic bullshit, the Lord's got a special death for you niggas as well too, man. The Lord's gonna melt you niggas. You weak, effeminate, no backbone having busters, man. But at the end of the day, you ain't stopping nothing anyway, because guess what? This truth is going out and the elect are being sealed. Hey, and Yahweh Shai is coming back, man. Hey, and prophecy is happening according to what we're out here saying, to what we're out here preaching. So you Christians, go out there on the highways and the byways, go out there with your little megaphones, go out there with your little pamphlets, because ain't nobody listening to that shit. You ain't got the answers, man. And ain't nobody feeling that weak, effeminate, no backbone, having false doctrine of a religion, man. It's all about the Israelites and what we're out here prophesying and what we're out here preaching, man. What we're out here prophesying and preaching is changing the world, man. It's shaking things up. All right, it's causing everything that prophecy says is going to happen. We're the ones ushering it in. You niggas just been sitting in the background, eating gumbo, shrimp, and lobster, and you getting ready to celebrate Christmas, man. So you niggas fall back and shut the fuck up. You ain't got nothing to say. You 2.2 billion or however many Christians that's out there, stay in your lane, man. Stay out of the lane of the Hebrew Israelites, man. All right, because we ain't want nothing to do with you. We done answered all your questions. Fuck off, man. All right, go on back to your harlot houses. Keep celebrating your wicked your unholy, wicked pagan days, and leave us the F alone, man. All right, like we're gonna call the cops on you niggas, man, for intervening our worship, man. All right, this is my thing, right? This is how you know we got the truth. Because if you really felt that we were crazy and we were cold and what we're saying has no bearings and we're just making it up, why are you so obsessed with us, man? Why are you so? Why are you harassing this nigga? Vocab literally went across the pond to go harass and try to find Israelites, man. This nigga going from state to state all over the place just to harass the Israelites. But we're crazy and we don't know what we're talking about. Then why are you spending so much energy harassing us, man? If we're so crazy and we ain't got the truth, you would just leave us alone. You see, but this is how you know that we know we got the truth and you Christians don't. We ain't harassing you Christians. We ain't, yeah, of course, back in the day when we first was young in this truth, we would go up into the churches, which we admit was wrong for doing that. We had no business doing that, you know? Hey, but we were just fervent in the spirit. We thought we was doing the right thing. But once we, you know, got on a certain level, we ain't even thinking about you damn devils, man. Hey, we're out here doing our own thing. We don't need you guys need us. That's why you're constantly harassing us and trying to lie and slander our names. But it's all good, though. It's all good, man. Those things were prophesied to happen. But back here in Revelation, it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them. Right. Now, they was rejoicing over us as long as we weren't claiming that we were the Israelites or that we were a chosen people of the Most High. When we were Negroes, blacks, Mexicans, burnouts, out here just being wicked and just living horrific, nasty lives, y'all didn't care so much. You didn't give a damn about what we were doing, man. You was laughing, you was mocking, you was pointing the finger, you was ha-ha laughing at us. But now that we're waking up to the fact that we're Israelites and we're trying to put on righteousness, trying to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and proclaiming our true heritage, now you want to come up against us. Now we're crazy. Now we're this. Now we're liars. Which one is it, man? You see? Because ultimately, we have, you know, we waking up to this truth, man. All right? And now you are terrified because you know judgment is about to come upon you. And it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. You see? And all of you are guilty of that. You all did that, man. Like I said, as long as our people is lost in the sauce, our women are whores and sluts, our men are being faggots and moles and being weak and effeminate and ain't really keeping up this truth, you ain't got no problem with us, man. All right? You ain't thinking about us, man. Like I said, as long as we in this dead state, hey, you all right with that? You're fine with condoning our people being in this low down, dirty, forsaken position. But now that we're raising up and proclaiming our true right as being Israelites, and we're putting on righteousness, we're no more standing upon him that smote us. We're coming out of these churches, we're coming out of these false religions, and we're standing upon the fact that we're the Israelites. Now you got an issue. Now you got a problem. All right, now you want to come up against us. Now you want to slander. Now you want to lie. Now you want to build up a case to try to get us locked up. And now you're having these, what's it called? Now you got all these dossiers upon, you know, all these different Israelite groups trying to frame us and label us as being terrorists and all this bullshit. But as long as we was black ass, low down, dirty scumbag niggas in the ghetto, not knowing who we were, you didn't have a problem with us, man. All right? Hey, just let them niggas be. They're going to destroy themselves. We ain't worried about them. But now that we're trying to put on righteousness and return back into Yahweh Shem Shai, now we're seeking the past. We're in the good way. Now it's a problem. All right? Damn demons. And it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right. Now that we're proclaiming the fact that we're the Israelites and we're going precept upon precept, line upon line, going into all these documents, going into all these books, going into all of this history to further prove the fact of who we truly are, now this fear is falling upon you devils, man. And you're trying to do everything in your power to try to sow doubt, to come up against us, to lie, to slander, to do everything in your power, hoping that, you know, we'll just fall back into obscurity, man. Go back into the world, put off from being who we truly are, and continue being niggas, man. But it's not going to happen. You're not going to get that from the elect, man. All right? We're going to stand 10 toes down, and we're going to continue to push this thing, and you're going to have Jake continuously waking up to the fact that they're Israelites, man. And it says, and they heard a great voice. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which are the chariots, which I saw a video today of vocab. Oh, they believe the chariots are UFOs, and oh, they're so crazy, yada, yada, yada. But then if you ask this bugged out Christian, what are the chariots of the Most High? He's not going to have no answer for you. He'll give you a bunch of word salad and mumbo jumbo and a bunch of bullshit, because he ain't got no answers, man. Christianity ain't never had no answers, according to prophecy, man. You tell these Christians to go into these scriptures, they'll say, oh, brother, that's sealed. Oh, we don't know. But then at the same time, they'll tell you that, yeah, we're living these are the end of days. This is the end of time. You know, but then they still don't have no answers in the book is sealed. It's sealed unto you because you're a bunch of goddamn demons, man. All right? And let me get another precept dealing with this, man. All right? What it say? These nations, they were sending gifts one to another because they saw that we were destroyed. And like I said, these nations are happy as long as our people are lost in the sauce They don't know what the hell is going on, man, and they can, make money off of you, keep you in this low down, dirty state. They're fine with that, man. But it's not until we start, obtaining unto righteousness and coming out of the ways of this world that, it's a problem that has to be dealt with, that has to be crushed, that has to be, has to be dealt with. And they're sending out guys like Vocab and these poo butt Christians to try to, deem us crazy, man. But like I said, it's all gonna fail at the end of the day. All right, let me get this real quick. All right, this is Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. It says, Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Right, starting with the United Nations, the UN, the beast, the UN, NATO, this whole American Edomite system, man. They have all been, lifting up their head and making a tumult against us, man. All right, and now we're at the point to where, hey, man, those things are being shot down. Those things are being, they're all being dealt with in the spirit, man. It says, For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. You see? So they have a crafty counsel that they had above us, man. Ever since they've taken us down, ever since they brought us here to the Americas, man. They had a crafty counsel against you Israelites to keep you permanently in the dark, man. With all of these lies, these religions, these false identities, black culture, black music, drugs, the crack epidemic, even now with the heavy chemicals in the food, all of this worldliness, they're pushing upon you nothing but vanity. All these things are nothing but crafty counsels to keep our people in this low, weakened, degenerate state, so that they can constantly have the advantage over you, that they can pray to the Most High against our people. Oh, look at your people, Lord. They smoking crack. They worshiping false gods. They're eating pork. But at the same time, this devil Esau gives our people a license and a green and a hall pass to do all of this wickedness, man. He allows our people to be moles. To have sex changes, man, to have puberty blockers, give our women pills and chemicals that can turn them more into a masculine man, that could decrease their estrogen and increase their testosterone, and vice versa with the men. But then again, at the same time, he'll go and pray against our people that they're doing all this wickedness, but your stupid ass is the main one that's allowing our people to do all this wickedness, but then you claim to be a man of God, and then you claim this to be a Christian country, man. Complete and utter demon, man. You see, and it's all part of the crafty counsel of this devil. You see, but that crafty counsel is no longer working on the elect. The Lord has put his spirit and that breath of life into his elect, and now we see clearly. Now we've woken up to the BS, man. Now we're maneuvering and dodging out of all of your craftiness we see through all of the bullshit, man. And it's not having no longer an effect upon us. And now we're out here standing upon our feet, and now shivers are going down your spine, man. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. As a matter of fact, I want to read this in the NLT. I was reading this earlier in the NLT. That thing was hitting. What the hell? All right, let me get that. Psalms 83 and verse 2, it says, do you hear the uproar of your enemies? Do you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones. Right. So any of these Israelites telling you that, anybody who's a conspiracy theorist is generally a nut. Well, guess what? I'll be a nut. Right? Because the word conspire is literally within the scriptures. And that's exactly what our enemies are doing over us, man. All the things that I was just mentioning beforehand, man. It says, and they conspire. What does conspiracy means? Con means wit, inspire means to breathe. It just means two or more people coming together to do something wicked. And all of these nations, the UN, the NATO, America, the early church fathers, this whole goddamn system has done nothing but conspire against you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to keep you from being a people, to bust your bands asunder, to have you divided and conquered. Like I said, to do everything in their power to keep you from coming to the realization that you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. It says, come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. You see? And Esau is going to fully try to do that when he brings this MOTB, this micro seed, man. And this plan is to what? To microchip the whole planet Earth, or shit, everybody that's going to be left after all of the hell and the chaos and the war takes place. Everybody that's left, he's going to try to microchip them and put his name upon you, man. All right? Merge you with machine, change your DNA, and hijack the organic creation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and turn you into an inorganic creation of his own, man. You see? But first, it started by destroying our people's mind, man. That's how he first got into. That's how he first conspired against you, is by destroying your mind with all these lies, these philosophies, these doctrines, these religions. You know what I mean? Basically, having you just walking around as a huge anti-Messiah, man, doing everything in your spirit to be contrary to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in your Israelite nature. It says, come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of his existence. You see? Now, how did he first do that? By beating out our nationality out of us. Like I said, when we first came here to the Americas on those slave ships, we were still speaking the Hebrew. Over in Central South America, brothers doing that video with those over there in Brazil, where they saw the Hebrew writing on the stones and on the walls. You had the Moabite stone that was here. All type of relics and information and knowledge and books and artifacts linking us to being the 12 tribes of Israel, long before the so-called white man ever got here. And like I said, all this information is coming out, but for a long time, like I said, it was hid from us, and also the Lord had that spirit of blindness upon us to where we wasn't able to put these things together. So the water Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai for the internet, because that helped a lot with the further awakening and a lot of the truth that Esau was hiding to become uncovered, man. That's why J. Rockefeller said the internet should have never been created, because ultimately it helped with the awakening of the 12 tribes of Israel, which was prophesied to happen anyway, all right? And it says, yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you, you see? And this is something that the majority of our people still don't understand. They still don't want to come to that conclusion, man. They're still in this spirit of Stockholm syndrome and, oh man, we gotta forgive and whatever happened in the past, let it go. That's what this damn devil wants you to be, in that type of spirit. He wants you to let go what he did for you in the past and all the wickedness and all the lies and deception that he did. Just leave that alone. Let's just start from here and go on forward. And in the meantime, he still got the upper hand and the advantage, and he's still lying to your dumb ass, man. You see, but not for the elect's sake, all right? So it says what? It says they signed a treaty as allies against you, these Edomites, which is who? The so-called white man, first and foremost on the list. So that's why I read in that Revelations 11th chapter, it said what? And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and shall make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt upon the earth. And these heathens, they remember the history of King David, King Solomon, when King David went around subjugating all these different nations, and we had them as tributaries and subordinates when we were in our kingdom, man. Look, Esau didn't forget. Look, here it is. He wants you to forget about everything, but these nations and these heathens, they ain't forget how we ruled over them. And they're still got a sour taste in their mouth about that. And as long as they have it within their power, they're going to continuously be allies and be united and confederate against you jakes, man. All right? It says, these Edomites and Ishmaelites, the Moabites and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Amalek, and Ammon, and the Amalekites, the small hats, the Arabs. You know, these so-called African nations, all these nations are all confederate and allies against you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, man. Always been that way, ain't never changed, man. And they still in that spirit until this day. Right? Why you think you ain't got a seat at the UN? Why you think when they come together as the UN summit and all the NATO, how come you niggas ain't got no place at the table? Because they're all allies against you to keep you out, to keep you on the bottom, to keep you as the tail and never to be the head. You see? And this is why they don't want us to come to the realization, to proclaim the fact that we're the Israelites, to call upon the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know, to go back into the good past, whereas the old way, and live according to the way that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know, created us and commanded us to do. You see, as long as they can keep you in that dumbed down state, they're going to continuously have the advantage. It says, and people from Philistia and Tyre, Assyria has joined them too, and is allied with the descendants of Lot. You see? So these devils are all confederate against us, man, and they all benefited of us being in this lost and lonely state. But like I just read in Revelations, ever since the 1960s and 70s, now we've awoken, and now we know who we are, and now these devils are terrified and petrified, man, and they're going to do everything in their power to try to stop this great awakening. But it's already been defeated. I mean, they're already losing. All right, we ain't going back. Oh, let me get that real fast. What is that? Isaiah 20 and 8 or 8 and 20. Where's that 20? I always bring that scripture. I always forget. I know it's in Isaiah though. But let me get that though. So we ain't going back, man. Okay, 10 and 20. I know I was thinking 8 and 20. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. Oh, shit. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass. This is Isaiah 10 and 20. And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant, and that's what it's all about, the remnant, man. It ain't about saving all Israel, all 12 tribes, all members of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's not about them. It's about the elect, all right? That the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but they shall stay upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. You see? We're going to stay on the Lord and depend upon him in truth, man. Everything that's outside of this, we ain't dependent upon it. That's why these devils are so mad that we're not going back into plantation Christianity, going back into the church, black consciousness, breaking away from these different false religions and identities that these nations have, come together to put upon us, man. Now we like Django Unchained, man. We done broke out of those philosophies, out of those chains, and now we're running with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and nothing that they can do can draw us back or or can cause them to put those chains back on us, meaning mentally, put those mental chains of being lost in the sauce and not knowing who the hell we are and being in that dead state again. We ain't putting those chains back on. There's nothing that they can do that can draw us back into that. As far as the elect, we're going to stay on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in truth, man. That's why we're going to continue to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities, call upon the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, put away all these idols and the filth of this world, the false religions, the idols, the ways of this, the wicked ways of this society and this earth, and we're clinging on to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in all truth and sincerity. It says, and the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though the people of Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. You see? So it's nothing that none of these nations or any of these heathens or those confederate against us can do that's going to pull or draw back the elect from being the elect, man. We're going back into those chains of darkness and being lost in the sauce and falling out of this truth, man. All right? And these devils are petrified and shaking in their dirty boots, man. All right? And this is Micah chapter 7, verse... let me read this. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 8. It says, rejoice not against me, O my enemy, when I fall. I shall arise when I sit in darkness, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall be a light unto me. You see? And that's what happened. We did fall as a nation. Like I said, when we came here to the Americas, this is the only captivity to where all 12 tribes lost our heritage. We lost our identity as a people and as being the Israelites, man. And like I read in Revelations 11, as I read in Psalms 83, all of our enemies rejoice at the fact that we fell, man. You see? They relished in the fact that we didn't know who the hell we were, and that they had the advantage and they had us lost, man. But now the Lord has shined that light. The Lord put that breath of light into us, and now we're standing upon our feet, man. It says, for I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. See, because that's what happened, you know? And now we understand why we were put in this condition, why we were lost, why we got judged, why we came here on slave ships, why we had to serve our enemies in this land, this foreign land, America, that neither our forefathers knew, why we served other gods, while, you know, we were in the ghettos, while the crack happened, while all of this the evil happened unto us because we sinned against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And we've come to terms with that, man. We're not emotional about why that happened and why our people are in the condition that we're in. We understand. And now the Lord has shined this light unto us, and now, hey, our iniquity and our captivity is almost accomplished, man. And we're about to get, you know, we're about to be redeemed, man. And we know eventually these nations are going to pay for what they have done. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy God? Which we always use the scripture to speak about, you know, a lot of the women of our nation being our enemies, but ultimately it applies to these other nations as well. All right? Because especially America, because what is not America known as the lady of kingdoms, the whore that sitteth upon the great beast? And it's mainly here that we were told that we are not the people of the Most High. In the land where it says, you are not my people, there it shall be said, you are the children of the living God, man. That happened here in this whore of a place known as America, Babylon the Great. So it can apply to America, but we use it a lot of the times to apply it to the wicked women of our nation that come up against, you know, the men of the Lord, but it applies to this place as well. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy God? My eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And that's ultimately going to come to this place, man. All right? All these, like I said, all these Christians, all these naysayers, all these unbelievers that don't want to accept the fact that we're the Israelites. Hey, when this place is destroyed in the fashion of nuclear destruction, like we told you, when that great judgment that we prophesied what happened to this place happened, then you're going to know. And then you're going to be tread down like the mire of the street when Babylon is treading down. It says, and then the day that thy walls are to be built, in the day shall the decree be far removed. In the day also he shall even come to thee from Assyria, and from the fortified cities, and from the fortress even to the river, and from the sea to the sea, and from the mountain to mountain. Notwithstanding, the land shall be desolate because of them that dwell therein, for the fruit of their doings. Feed the people with thy rod, the flocks of thine heritage, which dwell solitarily in the wood, and in the midst of Carmel. Let them feed in Bashan and Gilead as in the days of old, which that's happening now. Us being given this truth, the prophets in the middle of the Lord are out here prophesying and feeding our people this truth, as if, you know, as in the days of old. And now our bones are being fattened, we're being awakened, you know. It says, according to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt will I show unto him marvelous things. The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth, their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent, and they shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of Yahweh our power, and shall fear because of thee. Who is a God like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgressions of the remnant of his heritage? You see? And that's what's happening. The Lord is pardoning the sins of the remnant and of the elect. You see? It's the very fact that we got this truth and we got the names of the Most High back. And standing upon our feet is a sign that, hey, the Lord's fury and his anger is lightening off upon us, and he's raising us back up to be delivered and to be saved, and he's going to give us that mercy that he always promised. It says, he retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. And now we're receiving mercy, man. All right, we never received mercy from these other nations. These other nations never went about to ask us how we're doing. They was never going to tell us that we were the Israelites. They were never going to wake us up to the fact that, look, y'all the chosen people of the Most High. You're the Israelites, man. Y'all the people that's written, Moses, David. Those are your forefathers. Y'all the Israelites. We brought you guys here in slavery because you broke the commandments. No, these nations never extended that explanation or even gave us the opportunity, or never extended that type of mercy unto us, man. It was through the Spirit of the Most High at the time appointed that the Lord gave us that mercy, and now we are where we're at. And this is why these nations are shaking in their boots. This is why these Christians are afraid, man. And this is why even these elites in the whole world is taking notice to the Israelites, man. And things are changing the way that they're changing. It says, he will turn again, he will have compassion upon us, he will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. See? And that's what the Lord is going to ultimately do for the elect. That's why there's no charge or no sin that's going to be imputed upon the elect. The Lord is going to cast the sins of all of his elect away. And that's why we're going to receive salvation. This is why there's going to be deliverance upon the elect. Their sins have been forgiven, and they've already been selected from the foundation of the earth, man. So it's nothing that Esau, Edom, or any of these nations can do to stop the elect from being delivered and, the promises from being made to the elect, man. It says, thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob and mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. You see? And ain't nothing's going to change that, man. Nothing's going to stop or reroute, what the Lord is doing. This is why you see this great awakening happening, man. All right? And these nations are mad, man. Let me get that Ezekiel 37. I'm going to try to read fast. All right? This is Ezekiel 37. And this is a huge part of prophecy, too, that these Christians don't want to acknowledge. And when you tell them to break it down, who was it applying to? Of course, they're going to say, well, it's not you guys, but they'll never give you the answer of who it is, man. And let's just say hypothetically that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans aren't the Israelites, which we are, but I'm just saying, let's say hypothetically that we weren't. Well, whoever this is promised to happen to is going to happen, all right? It's going to happen to whoever it is prophesied and whoever it is selected to happen to. But we just know that it's us, and these Christians are mad. So this is Ezekiel 37 and 1. It says, the hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out into the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. And that valley is America, man. All right? This valley that Ezekiel was seeing was America. So you can understand, all right? Let me get this real quick. This is Psalms chapter 23 is verse, this is Psalms 23 and 4. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which is America, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou hast preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup overrunneth. And that's what we have now, which is ultimately this truth, which is being given back into the elect in these last days, man. You see? And we're in the valley of the shadow of death. Remember, like I explained earlier, what is the spiritual death for the Israelites is not having this truth, not walking according to the laws, statutes, and commandments, and in the fact that we're the Israelites, according to the covenant that was made with us with the Most High. As long as we're walking contrary unto that, we're spiritually dead. And remember, this was the only captivity here in Babylon the Great America where we totally lost the identity of being the Israelites. We were dead in this valley, this low land, which is America, man. And now in Ezekiel 37, this is exactly what Ezekiel was seeing. But he didn't know that it was speaking about us being here in America in these last days. He just saw the vision, and he, as he received it. Now it was given for us to break it down in these last days, and it's being fulfilled. It says, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest. Again he saith unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. You see? And it wasn't until, like I said, to about the 60s and the 70s that this word started to be prophesied and spoken into these dry bones, which was Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America not knowing who the hell we were. That's what the dry bones are. And now these bones are living. Now we're standing upon our feet. Now we know who we are, man. And now our people are waking up. As Vocab Malone said, this is the fastest growing homegrown religion on the planet because it's all prophetic, fool. It's prophecy. It says, thus saith Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And what is the breath? The spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the spirit of truth, the spirit of understanding. It says, and I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, right? And what is the flesh? Us knowing that we're the Israelites. You know, and the breath is having the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and the activation and the spirit that comes with it of being fully, you know, connected back into this truth. It says, so I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied there was a noise, and behold a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, and there was no breath in them, or meaning, you know, the spirit. Because you got a lot of our people, they're coming to the realization that they're Israelites, but they don't have the full breath, the full 100% understanding of this truth, which is ultimately going to be for the elect. Because like Scripture says, many called, but few are chosen. You got a lot of our people who are waking up to the fact that they're Israelites, but that's just about as far as they'll take it. They're not going to fully come into this thing and fully embrace it and take it on wholly. You know, you got a lot of these like basketball players, NFL players, and even just average Jake in the world that come across these videos and heard about Deuteronomy 28. They're able to put certain things together, and they're under the even some of these fucking Christian apologists that follow vocab. Some of them are like, yeah, I think we are the Israelites, but I don't believe in all of that. You know, the other nations can't be saved, and we're going to put them in slavery. So they don't have the breath within them, but they got the skin and they got the sinews upon them, but they don't have the full 100% truth. It says, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. Like I was breaking down earlier in that Psalms 19. Us prophesying this word going out throughout the four corners of the earth. So now that all Israelites all throughout the four corners of the earth via the internet are having access to this truth, you know, and some of them are waking up, like I said, fully, some of them partially. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of these jakes are waking up to the fact that they're Israelites, man. This truth is resonating with their spirit and with their soul. It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived. Remember, I already explained what life was. Read Deuteronomy 30. And they stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. You see, and the precept to this is Revelation 11. You see? So the same thing that John, the Revelator, was explaining about our dead bodies 3 days and a half within that great city. It was the link between that great city being Babylon, and here in Ezekiel 37, that low valley is Babylon, America too. And people might say, well, how can the great city and that low and that valley both be the same place? Because spiritually it's the same place, man. But you got to have the understanding to understand that it has to be given unto you by the Most High, or you can't receive it, man. It says, then said he unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts, like I said earlier. And a huge part of that was these nations having that crafty counsel and that tumult against the Israelites, man. All being united in a confederacy with one another so that we would never come to the fact or the realization of who we truly are, man. See, all these scriptures, they all link together, but you got to have the spirit of the Most High to put them together. To anybody else outside that don't understand it, it'll sound crazy. It'll sound foolishness. They'll call you crazy, but hey, they always called the prophets crazy, man. They always called the true men of the Lord out of their minds and this, that, the third, they're a cult. But you just wasn't given. It just wasn't given unto you to understand, man. All right, and this further proves that the heathen nations have no part in the restoration of Israel. Now, this is my thing. If you go into the New Testament like these Christians saying, oh, well, those Gentiles, and now they're accepted, and now they're able to come back into this thing. Now, if they were able to be joined into the house of Israel, how come he didn't mention them here as being part of those dry bones here in Ezekiel 37, man? Shouldn't he have slipped in there? And part of those dry bones are the heathen nations too. Some of them, a handful of Edomites and Moabites and Ammonites, they're mingled in within those dry bones. No, it said these dry bones are the whole house of Israel, man. And where is this going to take place? In that great city, in that spiritual Egypt, which is Babylon, which is America, all right, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. That's all speaking about America. In this low land, the valley is America. How come the heathen nations wasn't mentioned in this great awakening and them as part of being as that great army, man? Because they ain't got no part in it. All right, they they have no place within these things, you know? It says, let me read that part again. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. That's all the Israelites you see standing up in these last days. That's part of the elect, man, that have the full breath, that have the full 100% understanding of this truth, man. And this is why these nations and these heathens and these people are terrified of the Israelites, man. All right, and they see it happening all over the earth. Now, they probably don't want to acknowledge it. They might call us this, they might call us that, but hey, man, it's prophetic. It says, then said he unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves. Like I read in Revelations 11. So our graves have been opened, man. The Lord took us out of this dead state. But we know who we are now. And we're embracing it, and we're accepting it. And we're calling upon the true names of our God in all truth and sincerity, and we're being heard, man. We're being, the elect are being sealed. The Lord is bringing prophecy to pass. The Lord is gearing up the return of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to deliver us and to give us the kingdom, man. It says, and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And that's the part that we're still waiting to be fulfilled, is for us to be taken back into the land of Israel. And that's not going to happen until the full-blown destruction of Babylon the Great via nuclear missiles, the World War III, the mark of the beast, the famine, death, and all these last end-time prophecies have to come to pass before we're going to be ultimately taken back fully into the land, man. All right? And this is what we've been, this is what we're waiting upon, man. It says, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. See? It says, then ye shall know that I am Yahweh, that I, Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord. You see? And we're just waiting for these last few prophecies to take place so that we can be taken back into the land. But we know it's not going to fully happen until Babylon the Great is destroyed. And Yahweh Shah returns and get busy and do what he has to do. Then it says, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions, and then take another stick and write it upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions. This is why we have the stick, you know, the 12 tribe chart, which these Christians and these bug outs hate, lie, and don't want to accept it. It's cool, man. Because, hey, when Ezekiel was speaking this, he didn't have that sign with him at that point because he didn't need it. Because our people were still under the, they still knew that they were the Israelites, man. That was for this time to happen now. Remember, the Lord had to take us out of those graves. He had to wake us up out of that dead state. And that's why we need the 12 tribe chart. All right? So that our people, when they walk by, they can see it. And then they could be like, oh, hey, I'm a so-called Puerto Rican. What does that mean? See? Because this was the only captivity where we fully lost the knowledge, and we discontinued from our heritage, not knowing that we were Israelites, man. So this is why, you know, we have the stick. It says, and join them one to another in one stick. When you read that word stick, it means a plank of wood, you know. And they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, will thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Because back then in the ancient world, we didn't have to do all these things, because back then, in these different captivities, you know, well, leading up to the Greeks, a lot of our people fall away, but the majority of our people, they had physical proof of their lineage. They could trace their fathers, and prove their you know, their Israelite citizenship, so to speak, man. You know, they could go into the temple. They were registered. They had the records. But here at this point, being taken from the old world all the way over here to this new world, we're not going to have physical documents proving that we're Israelites, man. And you even have these bugged out Christians. Well, can you physically? None of these Hebrew Israelites can prove, you know, carnally their lineage, you know, because what? Like I said, nigga, we all the way on the whole other side of the earth, man. The temple has been destroyed, you know, multiple times, man. A lot of those records and a lot of that history and those documents that we had, they're long gone, man. That's why it tells you in Romans 8 and 16, the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we're the children of Israel. And prophecy speaks volumes, and prophecy further confirms that we are the Israelites, man. Sorry, you can't get it, or you don't want to accept it. Still don't change the fact that we are those people. It says, say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and there shall be one in my hand. And this is why you see, all Jake waking up, they're coming back together in these last days. You see the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom, the Puerto Ricans, the so-called Negroes, all coming together in these last days, declaring ourselves to be the Israelites, man. It says, and the sticks whereupon thou writest shall be in thy hand before thine eyes. And I said unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And how are they being gathered right now when you read Baruch in 4th chapter? Let me get that real quick. Oh, let me get this. Let me get 2 precepts, man. What it say? I will gather you from among the heathens, right? And what is this? Tobit chapter 13, verse 2. And 1, it says, then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, blessed be the Most High that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. For he doth scourge and have mercy. He leadeth down to hell. And that's what happened to us as a nation, especially here in these last days, man. And that word hell don't mean literal fiery hell with Satan down there with a pitchfork. That hell just means the grave, man. It says, for he doth scourge and have mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Here's the point. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. You see? And this is why we're supposed to preach this word unto every nation, kindred, and tongue. Because why? Israel has been scattered amongst all these different nations and mingled themselves and learned their ways and worshiped their gods, man. Took on their customs, took on their culture. They was lost in the sauce. Just like we did when we came here to America, man. We've all been Americanized, man. We've all, when we came here, lost our Hebrew heritage as we were scattered amongst these Americans, among these heathens, and we learned their ways, man. Shit, the majority of our people are still mingled and caught up in the ways of Esau, Edom, and America, in this melting pot known as America, man. All right? And then let me get that in Baruch 4. Because we're being gathered in these last days, man. And these nations don't like it, but it don't matter what the hell they got to say. This is Baruch chapter 4. I'll read 27. Baruch 4 and 27. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. See? And part of the fact that we will remember of the Most High is the fact that we're standing here, in our right minds again. That we have this truth, That's how the Lord, that's how we're being remembered, because the Lord had that mercy, and he, like I said, took us out of those graves. He took us out of that dead state, and now we're coming to the fact that we're the Israelites, man. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you, for it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more, you see? So that shows you that when we were amongst these nations, we were, we went astray. Like I said, we were mingled amongst these nations. We learned the ways of these worshiping other gods, man. Totally lost our nationality. When you read that about the Greek captivity, man, you had a lot of our people that willingly sold out to become Greeks, to become heathens, man. You see, but now it says, now that the Lord had mercy and we return, now we got to seek him 10 times more, man. And you see that happening all over the planet Earth. It says, for he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. And it starts with this truth, this knowledge, this wisdom, man. Bringing us up out of this dead state. That's part of the joy, man. And comfort of prophecy, comfort of the scriptures, man. Knowing that our salvation is drawing nigh, that this captivity is just almost over, all right? That we're about to be taken out of the hands of our enemies, and we're about to have rest from our labors and a kingdom and dominion. Hey, man, all these good things are coming unto us, man. And we rejoice and we have joy in that. It says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee, and miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy son. See, there goes that she again. Who's that she? I mean, it's ultimately talking about these other nations, but now it's referring to this harlot, this whore, Babylon the Great America, man. See, this is another reason why the vocab and these other heathens don't want us to, have comfort in the fact that we're the Israelites and in these scriptures, man. Because, like I said, part of that comes with the vengeance, payback. They put us in captivity, they're going to captivity. They touched the apple of the Most High's eye, so now they're going to have to get their brakes beat down, man. You see, and that's another aspect of this truth they don't want our people to have to embrace. Now, we know that, we're that the Lord is going to allow us to have our hands on the necks of our enemies in the kingdom. See, but these Christians are so diabolical and so wicked, like vocab will try to portray as if we're going to try to do that now while we're still here in this captivity. Oh, they want to dance children against the stones. Oh, they're going to get spiritual power and throw a tank on you here on this side. No, nigga, we always say in the kingdom, that's when the Lord is going to give us that authority and the sovereignty to execute the judgment that is written. When you read Psalms, what's that, 147 to 37? That's when we're going to execute this, man. That's when we're going to truly execute vengeance and get our lick back on you nations, man. And guess what? We're going to enjoy it. We're going to love it. We're going to do it according to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? It says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thee. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. You see? And guess what? We're going to take joy and seeing you destroyed, man. Remember, the Lord's going to let us devour those that devoured us, man. So you got payback to pay. And guess what? That's something that we're very much looking forward to when the Lord give us the green light and the authority to do so. You see, but they don't want you to be in that spirit. Oh, that's not of the spirit of Jesus. That's not of the spirit of Christ. Shut up, man. Hey, but that's of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. How about that, nigga? It says, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. So, hey, that's what Esau, Edom, and these nations had to look forward for. All of your pride you had against us, all of these alliances, all of your tumults, all of your ability to keep us down on the bottom and keep your boot on us. Hey, the tables are going to turn, man. And when we get the upper hand, you're going to be mourning and be sad, and we're going to be glad and rejoice when we putting our foot up your ass, man. It says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time, which is ultimately the nuclear destruction of America. It says, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. Remember, we were scattered amongst all these nations, scattered throughout all four corners of the earth, and now our joy is, our children are coming back. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. You see, so it's through this word that our people are being gathered back together. This is how that, the stick of Ephraim and the stick of Judah is all being brought back together as one. It's through the word of the Holy One, through these social media platforms, through going live, through YouTube, through Rumble, through X, through Twitter, through TikTok. All these different platforms is how our people are being awakened and being gathered back in these last days, man. For what did it say? It says, and say unto them, back in Ezekiel 37 and 21, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. You see, but first we're being gathered through this word being preached, through prophecy, through the prophets, through this glorious gospel being preached, all right? And then the Lord's going to put us back in the land after all is said and done. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountain of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, which is going to be King David. All right, read that in was that Amos 9 and 8. All right, he will the tabernacles of David that is fallen, and that's a huge part of the kingdom of heaven that these Christians and these nations don't ever want to acknowledge, is the throne of David being established, man. And we all know what the throne of David was all about when he was establishing it, man. It was a complete beatdown and subjugation of all the neighboring nations around the Israelites, so that King Solomon can have peace for 40 years, man. And who is and guess what? That peace is going to come back. But this time the kingdom is going to be for all eternity, man. It says, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be my God. And how is he going to cleanse them? What is that? Let me get that. Go back to Ezekiel 11. See? This is what the Lord is going to do for the nation of Israel. No heathen nation has no part in this, because it's not for you. This is Ezekiel chapter 11. Ezekiel 11, verse 16. It says, Ezekiel 11, 16, therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, although I have cast thee far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Right, meaning the remnant, man. It says, therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, I will either gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel, and they shall come thither, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abominations thereof from thence. What is that? All of these idols and the wickedness that we learned from being amongst these different nations, man. Those things are going to be done away with. Our people are going to cast them away. And like I read in Isaiah, what was that, 10 and 20, we're going to stay upon the Lord in truth. And I will give them one heart, meaning one mind, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. See? And that's what the Lord is going to ultimately do for all Israel eventually, man. And none of the heathen nations are mentioned in this covenant that the Lord is going to establish with Israel, man. All right? And this is Jeremiah 31 and 34. And it says, Ezekiel 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. And that's why he said in Ezekiel 11 that I will take away that heart of stone. That stony heart represents how the laws was written on the stone tablets, man. How, it was oral. How, our people was never able fully being in this flesh, being in these, being subject to vanity and these chains of darkness. We were never able fully to keep the laws perfectly with that heart of stone. But with the new covenant, it's going to show you. This is why we're going to be able to keep it 100% this time. It says, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the new covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. And after those days, saith Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. See, this is why we're going to have to be changed. This is why when we're taken up into the chariots and this, these bodies, this corruptible is going to put on the incorruptible. The Lord is going to put the laws, program the laws, statutes, and commandments to be in our inward parts, man. We're not going to sin. We're not going to transgress. We're not going to have to teach our people anymore. We're not going to have to be out here on the highways and the byways. We're not going to have to do, we're not going to have to sacrifice for sin. We're going to be literally perfect and be immortal and be gods on this planet Earth, man. You see? And it's all a covenant he's going to make with the house of Israel. You can't jump to the New Testament and try to say that this covenant applies to those Gentiles and to those heathens, because it's just not true. It says, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquities, and I remember their sins no more. Man, see, and that's what we're ultimately waiting to happen. And this is what this great awakening is all about. And this is why these nations are shaking in their boots and they're scared shitless, man, because they know ultimately the things that we're prophesying applies to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and the 12 tribes of Israel, man. And there's no stopping it. Do your worst. Come out here, lie. Criticize, defame, sensationalize, do whatever you got to do. But like I said earlier, you're not going to stop, prophecy from going forward. You're not going to stop the will of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua from being done, from the elect being gathered, America being totally nuclearly annihilated, Yahushua coming back and saving his people from the four corners of the earth and establishing the kingdom of heaven, where you heathens and you heathen nations will be subjugated and put in slavery. You're going to pay for what you did to Israel. Right, for 1,000 years you're going into hardcore bondage and slavery under Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, man. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. All praise, honor, and the glory goes to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing be multiplied on you, brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. Lord willing, you will edify. Shalom.